Hello and welcome to another solo episode of Theorycraft, hosted by myself, Ben. Normally, as many of you may or may not know, it is a podcast series that is hosted by myself and my good friend Jack. We normally rant, rave and ramble all things TV, comic book, or just random sci-fi things gone by. But for today, I am tackling what has come out today, the latest teaser trailer for Shang Chi and the Ten Rings. The latest and probably a very, very anticipated movie within the whole of the MCU, because it's starkly different to what we've had from the previous movies in the past decade or so. I mean, the thing is with Shang-Chi is he is proficient in all forms of martial arts. He is probably one of the most deadly characters within the Marvel comics themselves, that technically doesn't have any superpowers other than just knowing combat in different forms, and has pretty much helped out and even probably trained a few of the different Avengers along the way anyway. But the best part of it all is that it is retconning a big mistake within Iron Man 3. So with Iron Man 3, while it was an interesting movie, it did screw up probably one of the big bads that Iron Man and a few other characters have come up against. The Mandarin, also, and obviously the Ten Rings. So within Iron Man 3, it was basically a falsified idea that was played by some random actor, which the main baddie of the actual movie had decided to hire to distract Iron Man, to basically just... I think the whole point was that he was meant to undermine Iron Man so then he could step in and take over Stark Industries, but it obviously went to poop. And then they did a random short video production thing where they retconned it. All Hail the King. It's a very funny, very short video, but very funny video nonetheless, where the guy that was the actor playing the Mandarin gets sent to jail, and basically there is someone from the actual Ten Rings that says, "You have no idea what you've done." And I think it's implied that he was but at the same point, it proves that this has been thought about time and time again because of that little mistake within Iron Man 3. But the thing is, as well, is I think it's safe to be said that this is the first MCU movie that, although it has obviously the comic book element, it is trying to be something more than just a comic book movie, and trying to be more like kung fu movies of old, with all Bruce Lee and many other Asian American actors that have been well known for the incredible skill set that they've got, the incredible action scenes, the amazing hand-to-hand combat training that they have to go through for these shots. And it's nice to bring in a bit more diversity as well as different levels of comic bookness, because while it's been brilliant to have what we've had so far, it's been a lot of explosions and random sci-fi, but there is a lot more to the MCU than just that, and there is so much more than that within the actual Marvel comics themselves. I mean, it's even better that we got Jackie Chan as the Mandarin himself, because I can't remember the last thing I even saw Jackie Chan in. It's been a hell of a long time since he's done anything. But there's one final thing that I think we've all been a bit confused about within this trailer. I don't know why they've got this in the movie. I really do hope it makes some relevant sense. But this is what I wanted to sort of show you guys. Why the hell is the Abomination in a cage fight with what may or may not be Wong. Yeah, I could be wrong, but what the hell is going on? Like, does Wong just get bored of being in the Sanctum Sanctorum all day long and just fight random people in a cage match, and the first person he goes up against is the Abomination? I mean, at least this one actually looks like the Abomination and not an abomination of being. I don't know how many more times I'm going to have to say it. Abomination. But it's bizarre that this movie is trying to be a bit more grounded compared to everything else, but at the same time, it's still having its moments like the rest of the MCU with its funny escapades. And I dare say it, this movie is definitely going to change a lot of things with the MCU. I mean, we've had Iron Fist, who was so badly done for the Netflix series. The guy had so much potential, but it just fell flat so quick. I don't know what it was about it. I think they just tried too hard to ground him when it's hard to ground somebody that has literally glowing fists and kung fu. Like, it's something I've said to Jack many a time, and a lot of time he does agree with me, where it's all well and good trying to make comic book movies within the whole real world, but there are some things that you just can't rationalize. So I'm just hoping that this movie is going to have a good balance between the complete and utter nonsense that is comic books, but also keeping it grounded and making it a bit more realistic, and also trying to like make things more fun again for the MCU. I mean, the one other thing that I'm surprised they actually brought him in as a character, because it's just a ginormous character, but there is going to be Bing Bang Boom. It was released in a lot of Lego toys a few months ago, which, if you're ever not sure what's going to happen in the movies, have a look at the Lego toy sets that are linked to the future movies. You get a little bit of a spoiler, but you get a better understanding as to what is and what may not happen within the movie. Not completely, but there is a bit of if, buts, and maybes with it. But the thing is, Fing Fang Foom is this ginormous dragon. Like, I'm trying to figure out how the hell are they going to rationalize the idea that this ginormous green dragon has been in China for so many centuries without being disturbed. Yeah, it's a bit of a bonkers one, to say the least. But yeah, this is my little ranty video today. I do apologise for the previous video. My setup just didn't want to play ball yesterday, so I sounded a bit like a Dalek with an extra bit of static. But there we go. So thanks for joining me, and hopefully over the weekend me and Jack will be doing a co-oping video. I can't remember what it is that Jack's topic's going to be, but I'm sure he'll remind me later on. And again, stay safe, stay home, and see you soon.